Good afternoon and welcome to Eye on Port. Today we are bringing you the time which is far away from our usual 5:30 time. We have to bring you this program at this time because of the NPP manifesto launch, which would happen, I think, from 4 p.m. So today we are bringing you Eye on Port quite earlier than our usual time. Now, Eye on Port is proudly brought to you by Serene Insurance, World PLC, the Ghana Revenue Authority, Ghana Link, Meridian Port Services, and Phoenix Insurance. Our proud media partner is the Business and Financial Times. This program is powered by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. And this afternoon, we are streaming live at Facebook. On Facebook, we are streaming live at Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Still on Facebook, we are streaming live at Port of Tema. On YouTube, we are streaming live at Eye on Port. And in the course of this discussion, today's discussion, would get interactive. So I'll be announcing the phone lines where you could send your WhatsApp messages to, as well as would activate the phone lines where you could call in and also share your views with the rest of the world. In the meantime, we're going for some messages from our sponsors. We'll be right back.
Here's innovation from Goyle that takes you further. New Goyle Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes have been expertly crafted with the latest in liquid engineering technology, highly advanced for modern engines, prolongs oil change intervals, save you fuel, clean, protect and enhance engine performance. The way engines work has become complex, and Goyle has innovated to stay ahead with expertly crafted lubricants that work excellently with all petrol and diesel engines of today. New Goyle Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes. Innovation that takes you further. Goyle. Good energy.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Yeah. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating great opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
Business and life can be like the sea sometimes. Sometimes serene, sometimes calm, sometimes turbulent, and at times it brings the unexpected. However it is like, trust Phoenix Insurance for your home, car, business, and marine insurance needs. Call 0302-246-319 or 0243-690-492.
At Phoenix, you experience a delightful service delivered with wisdom.
Welcome to the GPHA port of Takoradi, Ghana's first commercial port. The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, GPHA, has in its quest to position the ports of Ghana as the leading trade and logistics hub of West Africa, embarked on a massive expansion drive at its Takoradi port, the first commercial port of the country. This has resulted in a radical transformation of the initial 7-berth low-drafted port, which was constructed in 1928, to an ultra-modern port fitted with deep drafted container, multi-purpose dry bulk, and liquid bulk facilities. The 16-meter deep dry bulk terminal is the deepest in the sub-region, with a total quay length of 800 meters. It is fitted with a combined 3-kilometer length conveyor system, which comes with a 2,500 metric tons per hour ship loading capacity, which has greatly improved ship turnaround time at the port. The Marshall Liquid Bulk Terminal is a fully automated liquid bulk facility dredged to -14 chart datum and equipped with automated firefighting system. The facility is fitted with 5 loading arms for gasoline, diesel, LPG, bitumen, and heavy fuel. On the container side, Takoradi Port's 16-meter deep Yeoport and ATSL container terminal with a quay length of 600 is expected to receive container vessels in the 3rd quarter of the year.
All right, so welcome back. You're still watching Eye on Port. It's now time to look at some news and activities happening within the ports and maritime industry.
The Director General of Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Michael Luguje, has reiterated the authority's commitment in offering port facilities and ensuring that cargo and ships are handled in the most effective and efficient manner. Mr. Luguje gave the assurance when a delegation from the Burkina Faso Chamber of Commerce, led by its Director General Mahamadi Kusube, paid a working visit to the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority to discuss matters of mutual interest and also strengthen trade ties between the two institutions, especially in the area of transit trade. He expressed the willingness of the Port Authority to engage and collaborate with existing clients and prospective customers who bring business to the port.
Our responsibility is to provide port facilities and ensure that cargo and ships are handled efficiently. And to do that, it is the cargo that gives us business. So we are always happy to work and collaborate with anybody that will help us bring business through our ports.
He lauded the quality of collaboration between the two institutions and assured that GPHA will continue to play a crucial role in facilitating trade for the Burkina Faso Chamber of Commerce and other transitors.
For GPHA in particular, I think our attempt to develop the transit trade into the landlord countries, starting with Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso Chamber of Commerce has been our first point of contact. Way back in 1998-99, all attempts we made, Burkina Faso Chamber of Commerce has always been at the forefront of facilitating our entry into Burkina Faso, acting as our spokesperson in Burkina Faso to promote Ghana's ports.
The director in charge of the Keita Port project, Dr. Alexander Duse, briefed the delegation on how to attract investors to the port.
The development partners we are looking for is not just one with money to build, but also one with money to drive traffic to recoup their investment. That is why your interest is very promising. That if your users, your millionaires and billionaires are willing to put their money through Keita Port, then you have an exclusive presence in a port, and you can partner with shipping lines and bring your cargo through to Keita Port.
The Minister for Transport, Kweku Fore-Siama, is expected to sign the acceptance certificate of completion for the Jamestown Fishing Port soon, following his conclusive official tour of the completed facility last Monday. The minister jointly inspected the facility with the Economic and Commercial Counselor of the Chinese Embassy, Li Yaohong, the Chief Director of the Ministry of Transport, Mabel Sego, the Director General of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Michael Luguje, and his management team after he was briefed by contractors from the China Railway Construction Corporation. The sector minister expressed satisfaction with the $50 million fishing port project and thanked the government of China for the aid. He also applauded GPHA for offering expert supervision and other stakeholders who contributed to the project.
We are here based on the advice from GPHA, who are the supervisors, engineering supervisors, and let me thank them for a good job they've done, and the contractor also for having, in spite of all the difficulties, completed the construction of this project. Today is not the commissioning. We are coming for the final inspection, and like the councillor said, then after that, based on the advice of GPHA, I may then sign the certificate. Then we go to President to inform him about the completion of the project so that he will do us the honor of commissioning it.
The project, along with 11 other fishing ports and landing sites being developed along the coast of Ghana to promote the sustainability of Ghana's fisheries sector, is the brainchild of President Nana Akufo-Addo and his government.
Government is very much committed to the infrastructure development of fishing activities. When we took over, the present position was that the conditions with which our fisher folks were, those conditions were not present. So we needed to improve the infrastructure with which they work with.
The Jamestown Fishing Port project is the largest project China has donated in recent years, according to Li Yaohong, the Economic and Commercial Counselor of the Chinese Embassy in Ghana. He underscored China's strong ties with Ghana.
I hope the Honorable Minister would sign the acceptance certificate of this project with the Chinese ambassador to Ghana and to earliest convenience. I hope the Ghanaian government can make full use of this facility to develop fishery and benefit the Ghanaian people.
Listen to the Director General of GPHA, Michael Luguje, also expressing his excitement about the project.
And today is just a joint inspection conducted by the Minister for Transport. Like he indicated, other technical processes will be completed, certificate will be signed, and then Minister will then work with the Office of the President to fix the date for the official commission of the project. So we are satisfied that they did a good job from the technical point of view.
The Jamestown Fishing Harbour sits on a 60,000 square meter land and has been optimized with modern facilities, including ice-making plant that can produce 60 tons per day on average, a cold store that can store 200 tons of fish, 2 workshops, a fish market that can accommodate 200 sellers per day, ancillary stores, an administration block, and a crèche for children.
The Deputy Minister of Transport, Frederick Obenadum, has emphasized the importance of utilizing the nation's water bodies in ways that support economic development and environmental sustainability. The Deputy Minister was speaking at the 2024 Shipping Conference organized by the Ghana Chamber of Shipping in Accra.
The maritime sector is a critical component of our national economy. It serves as a lifeline for trade, connectivity, and development. Ghana's position on the West African coast provides an advantageous gateway for international shipping and trade. With our deep sea ports and contributions of fishing, shipping, tourism, and marine resource, the potential for growth in this sector is immense.
The conference was under the theme Blue Economy, Local Private Sector Participation in the Maritime Space. Chairman of the Ghana Chamber of Shipping, Magnus Adiko, described the blue economy as a forward-thinking evaluation of the long-term benefits that the country's oceans and seas provide to the economy.
It's high time we establish, like some countries have done, a blue economy commission or some kind of body or a committee or authority, whatever, to purposely coordinate all economic activities related to our oceans and seas.
Vice President of the Ghana Chamber of Shipping, Captain Aaron Texan, explained the Chamber's objectives include the advancement and support for policies that will improve the shipping industry.
The Chamber's primary objectives include promoting and advocating the policies that benefit the shipping industry, providing a platform for members to network and share knowledge, facilitating collaboration between industry and stakeholders, and supporting the growth and development of the maritime sector in Ghana.
Director General at the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Michael Luguje, pledged the port's commitment to providing infrastructure and services that are adequate for the handling of ships and discharging of cargoes.
The infrastructure investment that we are doing in the port sector is really worth the effort we make and the sacrifices we made. For Tema in particular, like you say, I'm sure in the next 5 years, if the trend goes as it is, probably we're talking about another phase of another major container terminal to improve in Tema. But in doing all that, the Port Authority, of course, with the support of government, we realized everything is too much concentrated in the Accra, Tema area. So we needed to also do some expansion in the Port of Takoradi. So Takoradi too, we have a modern container terminal that is also ready there. In fact, we had some partnership with Yale Port of Turkey and Ibis-Tech of Ghana, and a separate PPP partners called the Atlantic Terminal Services. They are also going to manage the terminal in Port of Takoradi, just like Meridian Port Services Limited is doing in Tema.
Experienced maritime attorney Kofi Mbia encouraged the public and private sectors to work together to maximize the benefits of the ocean and its resources.
Ensuring that government has a role to play, the private sector has a role to play. For government, it's important that it comes out with a policy that is also undergirded by a proper legislative framework and also a strategy and a plan for harnessing the potential of the blue economy. But government will have to do this through the private sector. And so government must be prepared to give incentives, must be prepared to give tax breaks, must be prepared to create the necessary infrastructure that allows the private sector to thrive, so that the private sector can bring the requisite investment in these areas.
Super SP, who failure? Who failure?
Ghana's leading oil marketing company, GOIL, has reintroduced its top-quality fuel-grade GOIL Super XP at all service stations. The move is aimed at complementing the existing GOIL Super XP Run 95. According to GOIL, Super XP is a specially designed fuel that suits a wide range of vehicles. It is enhanced with the XP3 additive, which boosts engine performance and reduces overall fuel consumption. Speaking at the launch, Kwame Osei-Prempeh, Group CEO and Managing Director of GOIL, stated the unique formulation of GOIL Super XP ensures that car engines run more smoothly and efficiently with improved acceleration and power.
Ours goes beyond the ordinary fuel. It's fuel which has been made more quality so that when you buy your car's performance will be enhanced. When you buy Gold Super XP, you can travel longer distances with the same quantity of fuel, and it's affordable.
Oseprempe added that the additives in Super XP do not only offer better mileage, but also maximizes fuel performance.
Gold being what we are, noted for our brand and quality, we decided that we introduce 191 XP, that's 191 with additives in it to enhance the quality, so that people do not go to Yanum station and buy any petrol. Our XP Super is a superior quality 191.
The product's unique properties, he says, leads to lower fuel consumption in vehicles as fuel burns more efficiently. He urged all motorists to patronize Gold Super XP, promising value for money.
To take our word of the day, and this particular segment is meant to break down some of the jargons used in the maritime industry, and today's word is dryage.
Dryage. Dryage refers to inland transportation from vendors to the port of shipment and from discharge port to the point of stripping the ocean container.
All right, so this afternoon we are exploring the world's largest floating book fair, which is the Lagos Hope, and then we are having some interactions with some of the big people in that particular vessel, and I have the honor to introduce three of Lagos Hope's staff, I should say, who have joined us in the studio to discuss what is Lagos Hope. I mean, how has this vessel been able to transform the lives of people on board and also the lives of people outside, the vessel, because I know they do some community works to try and impact lives and all that. So tonight it gives me the pleasure to introduce first Roberto Fasaha. He is the director of Lagos Hope. Hello, Robert. Good evening and welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
All right. So I also have in the studios Navia Pauline. She is the media relations officer of Lagos Hope.
That's correct. Hi. Yeah. Hello. Thank you for having us. Yeah.
All right. And then I have Russell Monjera. He is the Advanced Preparations Project Coordinator of Lagos Hope.
Yes. Thank you so much, Solomon.
All right. You're welcome. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Okay. So let me start off with you, Director. Could you share with us the significance of this visit to the port of Tema for both the ship and the local community?
Thank you. Thank you very much. As you probably know, it's not the first time that we are here in Tema and in Ghana in general. We have built relationships through all the years that we have visited this country, this beautiful country. And through those relationships, I think people value, recognize the significance and the contribution that we bring as the ships to the community. And that significance is expressed also in our purpose. We want to bring knowledge, we want to bring hope, and we want to bring help. And that has been highly appreciated by the government authorities, as they welcome us every time that we come. I have the opportunity also to visit Tema and Takoradi in 2021 and 22, and it was also a beautiful experience. And for us, because when we say share, it's a win-win situation. We are not just bringing something to your community, but we are also learning from your community from your people.
Okay, that's good. So let me stay with you. How long have you been on the vessel?
Well, I have been 4 years. In November of this year, my family and I have been already on board for 4 years.
Really? So you don't go anywhere? You are just on board the vessel, moving now?
No, that's our home.
So that's your home.
That's my home. I
right.
am with two of my youngest kids on board.
Okay.
And they have like adapt so well that every time that we see the ships, we see home.
Very well, very well. So I'll be coming to you again, and then you tell us, what is life in the ship like? So we'll be coming back to you. So let me go to Pauline, and then find out from you. How long have you also been on the vessel?
I think I'm the youngest here. I've only been on the ship for 8 months.
Okay.
Yeah, this month it will be 8 months of me being on the ship. Yeah.
All right, and then so what motivated you to join the ship?
Oh, so I've been on the ship as a kid. I have visited Logos Hope and also the sister ship called Doulos, which is now not running anymore. But yeah, when I came on board as a kid, I walked around the ship, and it was also fascinating for me as a 12-year-old and much younger. So I really wanted to come back once I figured things out, got my life sorted out, maybe, tried. And yeah, come back and use my skills wherever I could, and also travel with the community that we have on the ship. So yeah.
All right, that's fine.
I got the opportunity.
All right, we'll be getting deeper into the discussion for you to share your experiences with us. Let me come to Russell and then find out from you. How about you? How long have you been on the vessel?
Well, it's almost a year now.
Okay.
On the 1st of September, it will be a full year being on the ship.
And how is the experience like?
Well, it is far much better than I anticipated, and I really love it. And in the ship, you can grow in a number of ways as a person, and also how you can relate to each and everyone in the ship, in the community, wherever you are, because in our community in the ship, we are more of a global community, and the experience, you just grow in a very good, positive way.
Okay. So, director referred to the ship as his home. Is it the same for you?
Well, I would say it's my second home, yes, because, the closest people that you'll be with in that season when you are in the ship, you feel like they've become part of your family, like an extended family. You have friends, you make good connections. And I can actually say I really felt like I really missed the ship when I came ahead of the ship to do some advanced preparations for the ship to arrive in Ghana. There was a time that I could actually feel like, oh man, I really miss my friends. I really miss my family in the ship. Yes, for sure. Yeah. It's you can call it home.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So, Director, let me come to you and find out what motivated Logos Hope to include Ghana in its itinerary this year.
Well, it's a very complex question, because there is a lot of logistics involved. Okay. And there is a lot of planification in advance that takes place for us to decide where to go, And of course, when we look in our plan of sailing around the world, we don't look just at one particular country, we look at a region and what we want to accomplish as a region, And we have been navigating around Africa since 2021. That was when I said, we crossed the Atlantic and we came to Sierra Leone and then to Ghana. And from there, we have been in North Africa, we have been in East Africa, South Africa, and now we are going up to West Africa. And then it's a lot of logistics, a lot of planifications, because we need to know where we're going to be. We need to know when we're going to have our maintenance period, But to make it more simple in terms of the work that we do in each country, we always send in advance a team to prepare our visit.
Okay.
And that's what Russell has been doing here in Tema. That's what we call the advanced preparation team. They normally come in ahead for 2 or 3 months, and then they start all the work, with the authorities, but also with all the organizations that are going to partner with us. And according how this is going, it's like we continue moving into that direction.
And then, Russell, you were part of the advanced team.
Yes.
So what was, take us through, the preparations, advanced preparations that you did.
Well, we actually have a team that gets sent out every time. So for this period, we had a team of 3 people. One of them was in charge of permissions and logistics.
Okay.
One of them was in charge of recruiting some local volunteers to also come to be part of this ship's visit in this port. And then myself, I was in charge of connecting with organizations, local organizations that we can partner when the ship is here. So it's a lot of logistics and planning that go around, because you set up different meetings with different people, and then you try to make sure that you continue the relationships that have been built before, and you also make new ones. And then, so it's about organizations that you can partner, sit at the same table, talk about the partnerships that you are looking for, and the things that you're also willing to be sharing with them. Like our director said, we share knowledge, help, and hope. So it's a two-way thing, and this is what goes around. And we engage the government also, because wherever we go, we also need the government's blessing. So everything that has to do with immigration, transport system, Ministry of Affairs, and everything, this is what evolves around our advanced preparation period.
And talking about governments, I know the president of Ghana was at the opening of the Lagos Hope in Ghana. How was that? I mean, how did you feel about that? Because I think
honestly,
the first time the president is, joining you on the opening.
Well, it was a really great experience for myself personally, because I've known him. We've studied a lot of our leaders here in Africa, and he was one of those iconic leaders that we were also studying. And then seeing him in person was a really great experience, and it was just overwhelming.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. So let me move to Navia Pauline.
Yes.
Let me find out from you. I mean, so we refer to Lagos Hope as the largest, book
floating
fair.
book fair, yeah.
Yes. So tell us, why is it the largest book fair?
Well, under the organization GBA Ships, which is Good Books for All, we have a sister ship as well called Doulos Hope, but it is much smaller than us. And I think, as our former director, Randy Grebe, also said, it's good to be the world's largest floating book fair when you're the only floating book fair in the world. So it's cool, and I think that's our main cargo. And we have almost 800,000 books of from different ranges and different categories, ranging from children's books to education, languages, lifestyle, and different books on business and management as well. And we have 800,000, and they're across 5,000 different titles. So yeah, apart from the people, that is our main cargo. Yeah.
And then wherever you go, tell us how is the reception like in terms of the patronage of the books?
Yeah, so in Ghana, in Tema, we are still picking up. We're still waiting for people to come and visit us. So that statistics is yet to come, but I don't know if the others have more to add to that question.
Maybe
No, I think as in any other port, sometimes at the beginning it's a little bit hard, until people get to know that we are here, and until people realize that there is much more than books. Of course, books is a big part of our work or our presence here. But when people come, they are also interacting with a community of more than 65 nationalities.
Yeah.
Basically, I see it as bringing the world to you. And for people just not to go and buy a book, but also to have the opportunity to talk to people and to interact with people, then we really want to invite all the audience to experience this that is unique for Lagos Hope.
And I know you have over 350 volunteers from different nationalities on board. How do you manage such a diverse crew?
Well, that's one of the unique also things that people, when they come on board, because we think that it can be challenging, because we live together, we also work together, and we spend the 24/7 together in this community. But it's also a stressing experience, because you cannot go to any other place where you're going to find so many people, and where you can learn from so many people from all different backgrounds. Then it's difficult, it's challenging, but we train our community before they come on board.
Okay.
And while they are on board, we also invest a lot on them for them to be able to live together. And one of our main values, I would say, is love and respect.
Okay.
We come with that attitude on board the ship that we're going to value, we're going to respect, we're going to love others, even when we see differences.
Okay, so I'll be coming back to you, but then Russell, what kind of training and preparations do volunteers undergo before joining Logos Hope?
Well, it's all about also personal development. So we have our ship's leadership that is in charge of that, and then they'll be able to be training people on how you can relate with each and everyone, because we are coming from different backgrounds, different cultures. So we also have professional people that also have a professional experience in that kind of field, so that they could share and also train the crew members. But also to stay on board is different from staying on land. So we also have highly professional skilled people that also come to train the crew about life surviving skills, on how you can also live well on the ship. And we have different kind of trainings that we have to go through. And also when you get to join our different departments, also we have people assigned for that can also help the crew members to be trained in their specific department that they will be integrated in.
Okay.
Yes.
You want to add something?
Yeah, so apart from all of that, I can say we also have, apart from the book fair as well, we also have libraries that are available on board that the crew members can have access to. They can get to learn in their own personal way. And also, you know, we have access to the digital world as well. So just learning and growing for their personal growth, yeah.
And also for the audience to understand it, you know, this is like a small city inside the ship, you know. Then we have to have like a school for the kids. We have a clinic, you know. As she said, you know, we have libraries, we have a gym. We have like everything that we can provide for the community in the ship to be able to serve during all this time, you know. And also every single person on board is a volunteer. And then you have to have people cooking the meals for 350 people.
Yeah,
you know?
that was coming to that. Because how do you manage that? Because that should be a lot of work.
Yeah, well, like when people come on board, you know, these 350 people are already classified according to the different tasks, the different departments, and everyone is assigned a particular job on board the ship.
Okay.
We all are volunteers, but at least for the first year, you know, we assign those who are going to be working, for example, in the hotel services, you know, providing, you know, the cleanness, those who are going to be cooking the meals, those who are going to work in the school, the leadership, and so on. Then it's quite complex. It's almost like a small city floating in the oceans.
Yes, I mean, sitting here, I'm trying to imagine, I mean, how you got to cook, assuming you have, because, I mean, you have people from different backgrounds. So if a Ghanaian is on board and Ghanaian wants to eat banku, I don't know whether you know banku, how do you get that prepared for that person? I mean, and then, I mean, I'm saying this to reflect the other countries. I mean, their local dishes. How do you get that done, I mean, on board?
Well, I think that one is not really very difficult.
Really?
I can even testify myself because, you know, sometimes you miss the local meals that you have back home. But the good part about our ship now is that we have things ready. If you want to make something specifically for yourself that can help you connect back to your roots, we have pantries, and everybody has access to these pantries. And also we have ingredients in our kitchen, and then you can just ask the shift leader on that day if you need something so that you can make yourself. Yes, we have access to pantries, access to the kitchen. All you need to ask is to ask the shift leader, and then you can make a nice meal for yourself. Yes.
But also it's part of the training.
Yeah.
You know, if I give to Navi a curry all days, you know, he can have curry in India. You know, the idea is that she comes on board the ship and she gets adaptable to everything that is different. And even when we go to each country, we want to really enjoy, you know, the local cuisine.
And just to add to that, I think just this past week we've had the opportunity of some volunteers coming and offering us a local cuisine. So we got to try some. It was for our dinner. So it was a local meat. We had some jollof rice and some other things that
I'm sure you enjoyed the Ghanaian jollof.
Yeah, I could take the spice. I loved it. But Okay.
So if a Ghanaian watching us, if that person wants to volunteer, what process should that person go through?
Yeah, so the first thing I would say is to go onto our website, which is gbaships.org. They will have a platform, that's the platform where they can sign up, and they will give their contact information, and our recruiting partner will get in touch with them and get them through the process of application and then interviews and then their way to join us as well. Yeah, so that's basic how it is.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's also different from country to country, so it just depends on which country you're from. Yeah, so.
Okay. So, I mean, are you able to tell us, I mean, the number of countries that are on board?
That are on board?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have about 65 different nationalities on board. Yeah, and from about 350 different volunteers. Yeah.
Okay, let me come to Director. And Director, could you share some stories or experiences from crew members that highlight the impact of their work?
Yeah, that's a good question. You know, I think each country, each port that we visit brings a special story. But in my personal journey with the ships, I quite remember very clear when we went to Bahamas. You know, we arrived to Bahamas at the moment that Bahamas have suffered the hit of like a hurricane. And then we were able to partner with the locals, you know, to be able to build houses, you know, to really bring hope, you know, to the people of this country. And I also remember another story, because sometimes we can plan things, you know, but like God make things in a different way. And we were invited to go to St. Vincent and the Caribbean for a medical purpose. We were supposed to go for 1 day and get vaccines there. You know, and that was the reason why we were sailing to St. Vincent and the Caribbean. But the day that we were sailing, a volcano erupted in St. Vincent. And we arrived in the right moment because all the water reserves were contaminated because of the eruption. And because we are able to produce water, we were able to give water for 24 hours to the community in that particular port. It was beautiful. You know, everybody joined efforts. Everybody came with big tanks, small bottles, and we were able to share water, but we also were able to share our hope where it is our foundation of why we are doing all of this.
Yeah.
That's quite impressive, I mean, if I should say. But then, what about the books you have? I mean, how are the books also impacting the communities in which you visit?
Sure. Like, as I say, you know, we are well known because we are the largest floating exhibition in the world. And like, we believe that knowledge is one of the biggest weapons, as one of the former leaders of Africa said, you know, to change the world. And like, we have seen so many communities change. Normally, we sell the books, but there is also opportunities where we can donate books to those people that doesn't have the possibility to reach to those books, you know. And we have seen that happening in many places, in many islands, where people don't or have never have access to literature, and coming to the ship and being able to get in their hands for the first time, you know, a physical book, a hard copy, and books that are also bringing hope to their life, are bringing knowledge and are transforming their life. You know, we have always also helped to equip libraries in different places that we have gone. Then our service, our desire goes beyond of just people coming to the ship and getting a book, but we are also happy and willing to go to their communities, especially those who are don't have easy access to the ship where we are, and bring books and hope to them.
So I also wanted to find out, I mean, you spoke about the physical books in there. I mean, are there instances where people can also go on your website and, let's say, I mean, read books also from there? I mean, if you could address that for me. Are there instances where people could go on your website and read some online books? I mean, those who are not physically able to visit the vessel.
Well, as of now, we haven't reached that state of technology yet. Okay. It's only physical copies that we have on board. But I hope that, you know, in the near future or later on, that we will get access to provide literature and knowledge through our websites as well. Yeah.
You want to add something?
No, I have nothing to add.
Okay. So what challenges, I mean, do you face in maintaining and operating such a large vessel as a floating book fair?
Well, life can be challenging in many different ways, but I would just say I would talk about lessons actually, because you know the things that we actually learn when we come to the ship, and then when you get to do the implementation period now, this is when reality strikes, you know. I remember one day when we were doing the personal development skills.
Okay.
It's very easy to learn that theoretically, but I remember one day we had some miscommunication with one of my team members or workmates, and then things didn't just turn out to be good because of, in terms of our performance. At the end of the day, the result that we are supposed to be giving, not saying that it's a bad thing, no, but rather it's something that just stands as a challenge that you, as you relate to each other in a very diverse community, you have some challenges that you may face. So that's one of those things that I can say. Sometimes when you communicate, you miscommunicate, and you can have a bit of a challenge. But it's actually good that we have this unique thing that we have, the love that we share. And I really like to believe that even everybody that visits us is able to testify that the crew members that we see on board, you know, the way they receive you, the way they relate to each other, we just have this unique thing, love and love every time. And with those training sessions that we receive, we are also taught about conflict resolution.
Very well.
Because
Very
you
important.
still need to relate to each other, you still need to get along to each other, and also be able to perform well. And we confront each other and we get our conflict resolution so well. And so yeah, it can be challenging in many different ways, but that is one example that I can actually cite.
Okay, so I want to come to you and then tell us, take us through or describe a typical day in the life, of a Logos Hope volunteer.
Sure. So I think it mostly depends on which department you're working for, because some people wake up really early in the morning, like 5 or 6 in the morning, and those people are usually those who work in the catering department or the hotel services department. So it's either that. But then a usual, day in the life of a crew member is usually waking up in the morning. Sometimes we have breakfast, we don't. People who like to sleep in, and then we head to work. So people who work in the book fair start their work depending on the time that the book fair opens in each port. So they prepare the book fair and clean it up and open the book fair to the public. Or the others, like for me, for example, I work in the communications and marketing team. So it's an office job. So I start my day a little earlier at 8:30. And I handle the media, so I find myself going up and down the book fair and my office, talking to people, interacting with people, and also the local visitors who join us on board. And then we go to a lunch that we have. So we have a dining room that can accommodate almost 500 people. Okay. If I'm not wrong. So 500 people, we have lunch and all our meals.
You all have lunch at the same time?
Yes, we do. So it's like a big family. So what I call it is like a floating village. So we all have our meals together in one room, which is a massive room. But yeah, we have our meals together, we get back to work, and we come back for dinner. And usually on most days we have community events at night, just, activities that bring us together, like, how corporates have team building exercises. Is the same thing that we have on board, just to bring the community closer together. And I think that's pretty much a day in the life of the crew. Yeah.
If I could add on that one,
yes.
Just touching on the last point about team building exercise. In my department today, we actually had team time, and we just gather together, have some nice time as well. But also one of the things that we do when we are on port, yes, it's not just like we are just working each and every time. We also send out teams on shore to connect with the local people.
Okay.
Yes, and so each and every day we have teams that are going out, connecting with people, doing several activities that have already been planned for them before the ship arrives. So that's also another fraction. about life on board for a person each and every day.
Director, any experience to share with us?
Yeah, like I was thinking in the former question that you make to Russell about one of the challenges that is connected also with what we are talking right now. For me, one of the bigger challenges is the people. You know, if you think about, we operate with 350 volunteers, you know, that serve for 1 year, 2 years. It's not easy. And then we have a period of changeover, like twice a year, where we need to recruit these volunteers that come and serve without any salary. Then I believe that this, although we have never really have big problems, but this is one of the also unique characteristics of the ships, to find people that is willing to come and serve with their career, with their families, in any kind of job. You know, sometimes you're going to find people that can be a dentist, but is working in the book fair, or somebody that is like an AV producer and is willing to work in the kitchen, you know. Then that's the nature of our ministry, the nature of our ships, and it's something unique, and it's also challenging.
And then the volunteers, I mean, are there specific periods that they are supposed to serve? Are there any specific periods that the volunteers are supposed to serve?
Yeah, like when you think about coming, as my family, for example, I can speak out of my family. We believe in God, you know, and we think that our life is not just about ourselves, but it's also about serving others. And out of that is like we decide to volunteer ourselves for 4 years and dedicate our life to help others and to bring what we say on the ship, to bring knowledge, to help, to extend a hand, and also to bring hope to all of them, you know. And that speaks about our faith. It's not just something theoretical, but it's something that we practice every day as we go around the world. And I believe that that's what unites us as a community on board Logos Hope.
Okay, and I'm sure the 4 years, after 4 years, you go back to your first home or your second home.
Yes. Yeah, that's also good that you mention it, because, you know, like for me, and I know that it's different for them as a single, but I always say to my family, you know, home is where we are together. It's
Very
not
well.
a physical house, you know.
Very well.
And like because we are together on the ship, we feel like this is home.
Right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. So you're still watching Eye on Port. Tonight we are having a discussion with some team members of Logos Hope, and currently the Logos Hope is based at the port of Tema, and then it's open to the public, and I'm sure we'll give more details in the course of the discussion. In the meantime, we are going for our second break. We'll be right back.
Here's innovation from Goyle that takes you further. New Goyle Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes have been expertly crafted with the latest in liquid engineering technology, highly advanced for modern engines, prolongs oil change intervals, save you fuel, clean, protect and enhance engine performance. The way engines work has become complex, and Goyle has innovated to stay ahead with expertly crafted lubricants that work excellently with all petrol and diesel engines of today. New Goyle Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes. Innovation that takes you further. Goyle. Good energy.
Electricity. Then pay your taxes. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, streetlights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Tell God, my money too small, why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is, you still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
Business and life can be like the sea sometimes. Sometimes serene, sometimes calm, sometimes turbulent, and at times it brings the unexpected. However it is like, trust Phoenix Insurance for your home, car, business, and marine insurance needs. Call 0302-246-319 or 0243-690-492.
At Phoenix, you experience a delightful service delivered with wisdom.
Welcome to the GPHA port of Takoradi, Ghana's first commercial port. The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, GPHA, has in its quest to position the ports of Ghana as the leading trade and logistics hub of West Africa, embarked on a massive expansion drive at its Takoradi port, the first commercial port of the country. This has resulted in a radical transformation of the initial 7-berth low-drafted port, which was constructed in 1928, to an ultra-modern port fitted with deep-drafted container, multi-purpose dry bulk, and liquid bulk facilities. The 16-meter deep dry bulk terminal is the deepest in the sub-region, with a total quay length of 800 meters. It is fitted with a combined 3-kilometer length conveyor system, which comes with a 2,500 metric tons per hour ship loading capacity, which has greatly improved ship turnaround time at the port. The Marshall Liquid Bulk Terminal is a fully automated liquid bulk facility dredged to -14 chart datum and equipped with automated firefighting system. The facility is fitted with 5 loading arms for gasoline, diesel, LPG, bitumen, and heavy fuel. On the container side, Takoradi Port's 16-meter deep Yield-Port and ATSL container terminal with a quay length of 600 is expected to receive container vessels in the 3rd quarter of the year.
Hello, welcome back from the break. You're still watching Eye on Port, and tonight we are discussing Lagos Hope. I mean, the vessel has berthed in the port. That's the largest floating vessel, largest floating library, I should say. And that vessel is in the port of Tema currently and open to the public. And so you have some members of the public passing through the port of Tema to go on board to purchase books and also to associate or have interactions with crew on board. And tonight we've had some team members of Lagos Hope who have joined us in the studio to discuss the impact that they are making and also why they chose to come to Ghana, even though this is not the first time that they are in Ghana. And I've been doing this discussion with Roberto Fasanha. He is the director of Lagos Hope. And then Navia Lankadasu, she is the media relations officer of Lagos Hope. And then Russell Munjera, he is the Advanced Preparations Project Coordinator at Lagos Hope. And then tonight we have activated the phone line, so the numbers you can call 020-552-8353. The numbers again 020-552-8353. You could also send us your WhatsApp messages on 0538-037-353. The numbers again 053-803-7353. 53. You can send us your WhatsApp messages, and then we'll be reading them to the rest of the world. So welcome back, Director. And then, I want you to tell us, I mean, the various ports that you visit. Which particular port are you so much interested? How you are received, or let me say the countries instead. Which particular country, I mean, are you impressed so much about? I know it's Ghana, isn't it?
It's a very interesting question, you know, like, and I was sharing with my family, sometimes we ask that question among ourselves, you know, what is the most interesting country? And that interest can go from the most beautiful port, or the port that has more people visiting us, or the port that where you have a very deep experience with the community. As I share these two stories, I think when we were in the Caribbean, those two stories really impact our life. But what has impacted us about Africa is the warm welcoming of people. You know, the friendship. You know, it's so easy to start relationships here. You know, and that is something that is really impact the life of all the community on board Logos Hope.
Okay, so I'll be coming back to you, but let's go on the phone lines now. I understand we have Bernard from Medina. Hello, Bernard. Good evening, and thank you for calling.
Oh, you're welcome. I just want to know how do I join. I just want to know how to join the.
Okay, the Logos Hope. I think we answered that question earlier, but Bernard wants to know how we can join Logos Hope.
Oh. So yeah, you can just go onto our website, gbaships.org, and fill in your details, and we will get in touch with you. Somebody will get in touch with you either through mail or through your contact number, and with more details about your application. So yeah.
Okay, all right, thank you. So let me come to you, Russell, and find out from you. I mean, elaborate on the role of faith in motivating and also guiding the crew's mission.
Well, if I'm to speak for myself, from how you are born and your personal beliefs, how you are bred from your own community, I think you have a lot that can count and that can actually build you up. And for myself, my faith is that my walk with God is that we have to experience love and also be able to share love everywhere. And I remember somebody taught us one of our lectures in school that love is not love until you give it away. And this also fuels the faith that we have to say, well, if I can go and serve, somebody has to do it. So it begins with all of us, it begins with you, you know. I think that is also one thing that is connected to the crew members that we have on board, to say everybody has that mindset of coming to serve for a certain period, for a certain season. And that is like what pushes us to go on and on, you know, like that kind of mindset.
Very well.
Yes.
Very well. All right. Thank you. So let me go back on the phone lines and welcome Jonathan from Michelle Camp. Hello, Jonathan. Good evening, and thank you for calling.
Okay, sir, I would like to know when is the deadline of the Lagos Hope?
Okay, so I think he wants to know your last day in Ghana.
So we are open to the public in Tema until the 8th of September, and we move on to Takoradi on the 10th of September until the 30th of September. So we are here until the end of September in the country of Ghana. Yeah.
All right, okay. So thank you. Let me stay with you and ask you as well, which port has been the most unusual and memorable for you?
Okay. So the most unusual, I will go with that first. The most unusual will be Durban, because I got to, so what happened in Durban is we went through a maintenance period. So half of the ship went out on different projects with local organizations, and half of the team on board worked on the maintenance on the ship so that we can, you know, journey for the next 1 year. So I was on the second half of the ship that stayed on board and worked during the maintenance period, and that was, I think, the first time for me to get into physical work, because I don't think I did much of that back at home. So it was a very unique, interesting experience. I got very exhausted, very tired, but I also got to work with my friends through that period, and it stretched me to different potentials and strengths that I didn't know that I had. But it was a very interesting experience, and I would say that I might. Maybe I would be 50-50 on it, but I might or might not go back for that experience. But yeah, it was definitely worth it, though. Yeah.
All right. So, and the memorable one is it?
And the memorable one would be Cape Town, because Cape Town was just breathtaking, I would say, and that was also the port where I transitioned from my previous department, that was hotel services, into the department that I'm in. So it was very nice, the transition, and also move into a field that I'm passionate about as a person, that I got to do and use my skills. So that was really nice. That port was really beautiful. Yeah.
Marcel, what skills have you acquired on the Go Soap?
Wow. I've acquired a lot of things. Firstly, when I joined, they put me in accommodation services department. So we are basically in charge of making sure that the ship stays clean for the crew members and for each and every visitor that is visiting us. I used to think cleaning is just for a small scale, especially when you're on your own space, you tidy it up. But that department created something in me that I would say, and I always share with people, that if they give me another chance for the first time to ask which department would you want to join, I'll still pick that one. Yeah. I've really learned how to clean places for some people to use, even if I'm not going to be using it.
Okay.
For me, I really love that, and it also gives you a fulfilling feeling in your heart, knowing that someone's going to come here, is going to use this place that I've cleaned, like a toilet, and then that they're coming to a very clean place. And the sense that we always carry is that we are cleaning this place as we would like your parents or anybody you value to use it. So that's how we value our people. We value people that visit us, and I've acquired those skills. And also after that, I transitioned into guest relations and accommodation administration. That was new to me. I've never done that before. Admin work, I've never done much of it. I am probably happy to say I really thank this opportunity that I had to do in the ship, because this is something new that I added to myself. Now I'm very capable and also have an idea of how admin work can also work out. And now I transitioned again into what I'm doing, advanced preparation. Yeah. Though it's something that I did in university, but it also adds more value when you get to do it practically, and you also get to experience a lot of things that you never learned in school, Well. And when you relate with different people and everything. So this is just a blessing for me, this period that I have, because each and every day is a learning period for myself, and I'm still acquiring new skills each and every time.
If I could just add to that, from my perspective, I think apart from all that Russell has said, what the ship helps us to learn that we wouldn't get the experience of anywhere else is people skills.
Oh, yes. How to manage people.
Yeah. So the work is not very complicated, but then working with others is what makes it complicated, and especially if you're working with people from 65 different nationalities and cultures, it takes it to another level. Yeah. So I think what I've learned, what skill that I've picked up is basically people management skills, and just handling situations and conflict resolution, as he said. It's very important, and that is something I will take with me wherever I go, and I think that holds a lot of value to me. Yeah.
To make it more practical, I will always say that if you are in normal work and you have like a disagreement with a person, then you go back home, and then you have chance to relax, to cool down, and then you can think how to solve it. Here on the ship, you live with them.
Yeah.
Then you leave your office, but you are going to find the person in the corridor or in the dining room. Then you better face it. You better solve it immediately, because that's
you face it every day.
You face that every day, and you learn and you grow to know that you have to face the challenges and the problems immediately. You cannot let them go.
Yeah.
And Director, let me stay with you. So what is something that you have learned about yourself during your time on board that you did not know before?
Yeah, well, like for me, my passion has always been to work with people and training, developing. In fact, when I joined the ship, I was a people services director for most of my time on board. I recently just took this role as the director, and I thought that I brought already the skills and the knowledge to deal with a variety of cultures, you know. But I have gained so much, you know, working with people, doing coaching or counseling, to really realize how different we are, you know, and how much it takes from us to really give a step forward to understand people and not to judge people. For me, that's the biggest gain that I have had in this time on board the ship, to understand cultures that I never thought I was going to be able to work with or to live with, you know, and to learn from them, that there are many ways to do things that are not just my ways. But like as a community, we can contribute to each other, and we are part of one body, and together we can accomplish things better. Yep.
Okay, so there's a message here from Doris, and Doris says, "Hi, my name is Doris. I'm so keen on being a part of this. What kind of training and preparation do volunteers undergo before joining Logos Hope, and how does a Ghanaian volunteer successfully?" I think we've answered this question, but I'm sure she wasn't watching by then. So if you could reiterate that.
Well, for those that would really love to join our ship and also serve with us, we implore to them that they go to the website that we have, GBA Ships, and then everything that they need, they will be guided their steps there, and then they can find application forms there, and then someone will be really in contact with them, whether on their emails or their phones as well.
What encouragement would you give to such people who dread to come there, who are so interested, I should say, to come there? What is it that it's all rosy up there?
Well, life happens each and every time, and if your life is like a movie with always happy and joys and ups each and every day, I would say it's not roses every time in the ship. But actually, this is real life. Like, it is worth it, you know, what you gain, what you come, and how you develop, and how you can change as a person, how you can relate with people each and every time is really good. And I would say, if somebody wants to really join, I can personally recommend them that you really need to be part of this. It's not all roses every time, but it's really worth it.
Also, if they want to get more details about how to join the ship, they could always reach out to us on our official social media handles. It's just Logos Hope on Instagram and Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's very interesting there. So let me find out from you. So tell us, I mean, now that you are here, what have you done so far?
Okay, so some of the projects that we've done, I think Russell will be able to explain it more better, but I think so far we've done a project for eyeglasses.
Yes.
We've gone to a local community and did some vision testing, and also provided them with eyeglasses. And also, if I'm not wrong, we did a medical camp with that we've partnered with a local organization. So Russell can take it over, yeah.
Yes, so let me start by yesterday. Yesterday we went to have a football ministry that we had, and we went to Kaswa, and then we played some football with people, and
really?
Yes, it was really an interesting journey, a long drive, which was very therapeutic for people. And apart from that, we had a medical outreach that we had last week with a local organization. It was really good, and we did that in Nungwa. And then the eyeglass ministry that Navia is sharing, we did that in Aishaman. And we also have eyeglass ministries, like 2 or 3 that are also planned to take forth in this week and also before we leave Tema. So these are the kind of projects that we have done so far, and we are yet to do more. And as we connect with the local people, local organizations, we don't want to come as people who are giving things, actually, but we are actually sharing knowledge, help, and hope, and sharing what we have, and also learning from them. These platforms, when we get to partner with organizations, also give us an opportunity for our crew members also to learn from the Ghanaian perspective for those people that they haven't been here. Also different cultures, they can learn how people live their lives, and also they can take that with themselves, and they can also grow their lives. So it's a lot that goes around, and we just relate to each other each and every time. Yes.
Navia, maybe you can explain about the events that we also have on board.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. So the events that we've had already since we've been in Tema is one event called Meet the World. So it's an event that
meets the world.
Okay. So it's basically a cultural event where the audiences get to be get to watch cultural performances from our crew members. They bring their own cultures onto the stage for them to watch, and also engage with those who perform, talk to them, ask them questions, click some pictures, and maybe even play a few games and quizzes. And this week and the weeks that we are in Tema, the next 2-3 weeks that we're in Tema, we have a teens event coming up this week. We also have a Into the Marketplace event that's coming up, which is mostly for people who are into the business sector in Tema. And also we have The Greatest Treasure, which is a theatrical show, especially for children to engage with and interact with the crew. Yeah.
Okay. So this message from Brobe in Takrade, I should say, says, I'm so glad about this Lagos Hope initiative, and proud to say I'm one of the few who have joined the ship in 2 countries. I just wish to see some books from African and Ghanaian authors next time I go on the ship. Is this possible?
Yes, it's possible. We try to engage with the local publishing companies in each country, and as much as we can, we try to integrate those books into our library, Of course, maybe there is not too many so far, but it's our desire to maintain a variety of books for all the audiences, and also the different languages of the different countries that we visit.
Okay, so could you also tell us about the educational facilities on board for crew members, crew families, especially children?
Sure. Yeah, as I mentioned already, we have a school for the children, like any other normal school, with teachers, with extracurricular activities, like the opportunity to also go sometimes on shore and do some kind of sports. We also have like what we call homeschoolers for those who are teenagers that are over the 12 years old until 16 years old. They have a library for the school. They have also a computer room for the schoolers. We have some opportunities for them to also interact with the local communities. When we arrive to certain ports and the schools are open to receive our children, we also interchange culture with them.
Okay.
And also, the children have the opportunity to work in our departments once a week, just to experience what is the life on board.
All right, okay. So let me go on the phone lines and welcome Ohima from Tema. Hello, Ohima. Good evening, and thank you for calling.
Good evening, Solomon. I want to say a big congratulations to the team. They are doing a great job. But out of curiosity, I'd like to find out, so when the vessel is sailing, do they leave the books as they are, or they put them some way, somehow, that maybe when they are sailing, the rough waters will not bring everything down? That's just out of curiosity. But I want to say kudos to them, and God richly bless them.
Okay.
Can you help me? I didn't...
Okay, so Ohima, hello?
Yes.
Yes, so yes, kindly ask your question again.
I'm asking that when the vessel is sailing, all right?
Yeah.
And the books as they are in the shelves, do they just leave them like that, or they pack them and then for storage purposes, so that when the vessel sails and there are rough waters, the shelf and everything will not come down?
Okay. Yeah. I think, all right, thank you. So Ohima wants to find out, when you are sailing, the books in the shelves, do you keep them like that, or you have to pack them and then yes? That's
well, there is a whole system, like as I say, the way that the ships operates is very complex, but we are prepared for everything. Normally, as soon as we are ready to sail, the department that works in the book fair, they have to lock, if I can say, all the books They have to secure. But it's not just the books. Imagine, when we are sailing, even like we have to lock everything in our cabins because we never know exactly what to expect, and then we have to prepare for everything. But yeah, the books are locked, and once we arrive, again, we open everything and make it visible for the public. But that's life on board. Yeah. You have to lock your cabins, you have to lock your offices, the school, everything is well locked before we sail.
Yeah.
And how do you, let me come to you, how do you measure the impact that you are making?
Okay, I think given, Roberto is from the leadership side, I think he will be able to answer this question more better. Yeah.
Right, that's fine. So maybe director,
yes.
It's been thrown back to you.
Yeah, this is a good question, but also a difficult one to answer because we don't come to a country with an agenda. We come to a country with our resources, and when I say resources, it can be books, it can be, but our main resource or our main asset is our people, 350 people, 700 hands willing to help, And then it's difficult to say, what is the general measure of our success? Our success is according to our partners. When we come to a country, our partners, for example, expect us to do certain things. They want us to visit an orphanage, or they want us to bring a medical brigade, And then we try to fulfill those desires according to the resources that we have. Yeah. And if we are able to fulfill those desires or those goals, then we count it as a success. But success looks differently in each country.
Yeah, right. And just to quickly add to that, our vision as a Logos Hope and as a ship is to share knowledge, help, and hope. So the main impact that we want to share and the main impact that we want to do in the communities that we go to is to share knowledge, help, and hope, and also just spread love through our stories. And also it's an exchange between our stories and their stories. So just getting this and, getting valuable experiences through wherever we are. Yeah.
All right, so we are wrapping up. Let me find out from you. What are the future plans and also the destinations of Logos Hope from Ghana?
Yeah, so right now we're in Tema, and very soon on the 10th of September we'll be going to Takoradi, and that is again for a month until the end of September, and then we are going to Sierra Leone for again a month, and then we'll be sailing across the Atlantic to the Caribbean region, and our first port in that region would be the Barbados. Yeah, Bridgetown, Barbados.
Yes.
Yeah, that'll be in November. Yeah.
Okay. And then, Russell, yes. How can individuals and organizations support the mission of Logos Hope?
Well, they can get in touch with us on our social media platforms, and also we have like Logos Hope, and we have our emails there. They can get in touch with us through that, and also our media relations people will always be in touch with each and everyone. And from then on, we can just kickstart conversations, but we are very more than welcome to receive people who would like to partner with us, because for us to be able to implement what we have, to be able to share the resources that we have, we also need people that we can partner with, because we need those people. They are the grassroots people to the communities that we want to play a part, so we would really be more than welcome to receive them. Yes.
Okay, so let me ask Director, what message would you like to give to the people of Ghana regarding the purpose and vision of Logos Hope?
Yeah, I have 4 kids, and my dream and my vision has been always that all my kids have this experience of Logos Hope. Okay. 2 of my oldest girls already came ahead of us and have that experience of 2 years on board the ship. And I am saying this because I really believe firsthand that the experience of on board is an experience that is going to change your life forever, and that's why I want to encourage all of you, especially the young people. We have more like 60% of our people on board are young people from 18 to 25, and the experience that they're going to have on board, they are not going to have it in any other place. You don't learn in the university or in your work what you are going to learn on board. And for those who are going to visit the ship is not just about the books. The ship is about interacting with our people. We want to get to know you. We want to learn from you. And we also want you to have an experience of getting to know people or cultures that you never would have imagined if you don't have this opportunity. Then take advantage that we are here right now in Ghana. And and we are happy to share our experience. I come from Ecuador, and we have people from all over the world. I have met people that, countries that I think I never would have imagined, and even visit countries that I never would have imagined.
All right. Let me give the last 20 seconds to Navia. Maybe you should tell us, so when is the vessel opened, and then also what are people expected to do?
Yeah. So the vessel the vessel is currently docked at Clinker Gate in the port of Tema, and we are open until the 8th of September. I'm just reiterating again, and we are open. So we just got news that we are open for a little longer than we already have been. So from the 29th of August, we're going to be open from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. every day.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you for watching, and thank you for coming, I should say. All right. So this is where we draw the curtain onto this afternoon's edition of Eye on Port, and I've been discussing today's subject, which is exploring the world's largest floating book fair, which is the Lagos Hope, with Roberto Fasanha. He's the director of Lagos Hope, and Navia Lankadasu. She is the media relations officer of Lagos Hope, and Marcel Monjera. He is the advanced preparations project coordinator of Lagos Hope. Thank you for watching. My name is Solomon Anderson, and join us same time, or join us next week for Eye on Port.